Welcome to Presenting with Impact 4, using PowerPoint. I'm Trainer Lori. Well, our goal is to create effective presentations, and the best way to do that is to learn how to use PowerPoint and not let PowerPoint use us. Characteristics of a great presenter, we've covered these in the first 3 classes, but the thing we're talking about today is using PowerPoint effectively. The last thing you want to do is put your audience to sleep. The whole goal of it is to make them want to listen to you. What is wrong with this slide? Well, you can read it and find out there's all kinds of things wrong with it. Have you ever seen a PowerPoint presentation like this? Worse, have you ever done one like this? For example, too many different kinds of graphics. Too many different kinds of fonts. Misspelled words that you probably couldn't even read because you couldn't read the text, the wrong color of font. Let's look at some guidelines, some general guidelines. We want to keep PowerPoint as a background. We don't want to read them. It's not for us to read the slide to the participants. If that's all we're going to do, we might as well give them a handout. So there should be minimal text, and you want to communicate using pictures and use those bells and whistles sparingly. And if you do use those bells and whistles, make it with purpose. In other words, keep it simple. Always use light text on a dark background or dark text on a light background. The point is, if you're going to have text, you definitely want them to be able to read it. You certainly don't want too much text, and you don't want too much data. And I made this bigger, but a lot of people make it really small, just lots and lots of it. Not a good idea. Instead, we want to use the 7-7 rule, sometimes known as the 6-6 rule, if you really want to be a minimalist. What does that mean? No more than 7 words per line, and no more than 7 lines per slide. In other words, keep text to a minimum. And you certainly want to keep your text animation to a minimum as well. Notice how I made that actually stop moving, the finger stopped moving, but this text comes in, it's very distracting. So we want to be very cognizant of the fact that it can be distracting. What I did with that picture, it was an animated GIF. I took another picture of it and put it over it. Not a GIF, but this time a JPEG. And so it stopped moving after a while. But animation can drive people crazy. You don't want to do that. If you go to the Insert tab, there's lots of options there. Also, on every new slide, you have options to insert things. But the question it should be asking you is, how will this improve my presentation? Don't add it if it does not improve your presentation, if it's just trying to hide or mask the lack of good information. This has clearly too many graphics. Use just one powerful graphic, and then just enough text to make a point. If you need an additional graphic, use it to enhance, not overpower. Isn't this an interesting thought? An outstanding 1-hour presentation can take 30 hours or more of prep time. So it's a good idea to get images and to get ideas elsewhere. For example, I know you all use Google Images. For example, I was looking up anticipation. And if you use the search tools, then you can actually choose by size. So you only find the larger the picture, so the clearer it is. So that's a nice picture for anticipation. But I found this one, I liked it better. So when we place it, we want to put some text or word art in to help explain what we're talking about. For example, they're looking this direction. Why not put that word anticipation right where they're looking? Or if you want it bigger, you can put it right over the picture. Just make it look a little bit different so it's easy to read. You can also make an impact with an image or series. Look at this. You think this dog is about to be mauled to death, and then you realize that they're actually playing together. Another great way to show a series is, look at this. The same word on lots of different devices really indicates how pervasive and different the web can be. The power of the font. Make sure that you choose the right font, a readable font. Now this is called Magneto. You can see Power and Font are called Magneto. Little harder to read, so be careful and use those judiciously. Look at these. These are fonts that I thought maybe somebody had actually written by hand, but then as I looked closer, I could see that they're exactly alike. They probably went to fonts.com or maybe another site. This is a great place to look for fonts, but make sure that they're easy to read. You can see this one that says place your text here probably wouldn't be a good candidate for a presentation. Notice how the picture is at an angle and the text is in different formats. This has a lot going on, but it works because every slide in this presentation had a similar look and feel. Another great idea is to change your charts. Look at this great idea. This is from Modern Living Media. What a beautiful chart, easy to read. Data in a more fun, lighthearted way. Look around for inspiration and copy it. It'll make you better. So where do you get inspiration? Where can you find great looking presentations? I would recommend slideshare.net. When you go there, you can see all kinds of presentations. Some great, some pretty good. And it'll give you some ideas, if nothing else. Let's go over the summary. Define your purpose and analyze your audience. Organize your ideas and plan the flow. Continually polish and enhance your delivery skills. Take steps to manage anxiety and increase comfort. Prepare the room, equipment, yourself, and participants. And finally, avoid the misuse or overuse of PowerPoint features. Keep it simple, sweetheart. That's all this time. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.